Good morning and happy Monday, everyone. We're excited to be here this morning. Even though the sky is a little bit gray, we're happy that it's springtime and it's the month of May, and we're excited about what's yet to come. I know that we have a lot of topics to cover this morning, and so I'm going to try to be as succinct as possible. Starting with, of course, vaccinations, our children's outdoor Bill of Rights. We had an excellent discussion this week with Majority Leader Crystal People Spokes. And we, of course, are going to talk about the Office of Neighborhood Safety. And so today, of course, we're coming to you just encouraging as many people as possible to remember that the vaccine is available. There are many walk-in clinics around our community that are accepting people for vaccines. If you have gotten your first shot and haven't gotten your second shot, remember to go get your second shot. That's the best way to remain protected and to be safe. We know that it's warming up outside and people are going to want to gather and, with family and friends. And we just want people to be as safe as possible. We do know that the virus is still alive and well in our community. People are continuing to get infected, and we want our folks to have the ability to go and get the vaccine in their neighborhood, in their community, on bus routes. So please, if you have any questions, call 753-5555 or visit www.monroecounty.gov to locate different locations for the vaccine and also to get tested. These options are available. We want to thank the county's health department for working with our Department of Recreation and Human Services to really put these clinics in places where our people can go and can walk to or ride the bus. Again, please, if you want the vaccine, please don't hesitate to go and get it. If you're homebound, I received a number of calls from our seniors who are homebound, who cannot get out the house. There are people that will travel to your home to get you vaccinated. So again, please call 753-5555 or visit www.monroecounty.gov to schedule a vaccination appointment. But again, you don't need to have an appointment to actually get the vaccination. So, also, the vaccine is open to people that are 16 years of age or older. And so we're asking you to go ahead and if you have young people, teenagers that are playing basketball or playing sports and getting involved in that and are going to be traveling, please encourage them to get the vaccination as possible. To our seniors who may not have any transportation to one of the sites or don't feel comfortable going, you can call 311 and you can receive the vaccination shot in your home. So please, 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 please take advantage of these options so that you can get vaccinated. I got my vaccine and I'm encouraging everybody else to get vaccinated. I have both of my shots, and I'm not going to say that, my second shot, I did get a little headache and was a little, had some hot flashes. It lasted for 24 hours and that was it. And I was back at it. So please take advantage of this opportunity. We did receive a number of questions over the last 2 weeks. This young lady, Miss Smith, she wrote, "My daughter loves nature. I recently saw on a city's Facebook page that the city is planning to build an urban nature park, an urban nature center, in Maplewood Park. Can you share more about what this would mean for our city youth?" So we're excited about this. Our young people from the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council, as well as YVOV, got together, and YVOV is Youth Voice, One Vision. It is led by Tremaine Harris through the Department of Recreation and Human Services. They're located on St. Paul Street, right across the street from the bus terminal in the old Chamber building. but we do a lot of youth programs out of this building. You know, it's a central location where our young people can come to. Our Biz Kids program is there, you know, after school programming. So if you have young people that need educational support, you know, you can always go to our centers, but you can also visit our St. Paul Street location. But to get back to the question of Ms. Smith, you know, we are excited because our young people this past week, launched the Outdoor Bill of Rights, which is a resolution. They announced it on April 13th, which I was very excited about. But we unveiled it just last week because the Mother Nature had precluded us from unveiling it on Arbor Day. So we waited till we could have a nice day outside to really enjoy nature and bring our young kids out and have a little bit of fun with them. But what it really encourages is that we as a city, we're committing to making sure that every child has the right to play outside and enjoy nature and activities such as Starfield, you know, observing the Starfield sky, learning to ride a bike, camping, hiking, playing in the snow, regardless of race or social class. I remember going to Genesee Valley Park. I grew up right around the corner from there, playing tennis, playing kickball, running around, riding my bike on the trails. And, you know, that was just such a great memory. We often talk about our young people being in front of the television, playing video games and all of that, but there's so much to explore. Every day you can do something different outside. And so right now we are raising money to actually turn the Maplewood Park, the city building there, into a nature center where you know, where other cities have a nature center where people can go. It would be free of charge for people to go and learn about nature in the natural habitat, to be able to explore different species and different plant species and all of that. We want to build a playground that is one with nature, that is have nature features. So we are excited about this particular project, and it was all done by and promoted by our young people. We are excited that they want to engage in this type of adventure where you can be one with nature and not be inside. We encourage our young people to get outside and to play. And today, I just really want to congratulate our Pathways to Peace team, as well as our Department of Recreation staff. I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but I was just so elated. And I think that a video will be coming out soon. We had some young people that were at school number 33 this a couple weeks ago, and we're arguing over bikes. And, you know, our commissioner saw this. She, you know, approached them and said, what's the issue? What's the problem? And they had a discussion with them. And she talked to them about our Pathways to Peace program, invited them to come every day to the program. And they did. We had a number, about, I believe about 5 to 6 or even more young men that came to the program and showed up every day. And with our community bikes blessing and support, along with others, this week we were able to give all of them bikes. And I was so elated to be a part of, you know, just bringing joy and smiles to our young people's faces. I remember what it was like riding a bike and just putting up your arms, going through, you know, letting the wheel go and just, you know, zooming down a hill and, you know, feeling the wind blow against your face and riding with my cousins and my friends. It was just so exciting. And so I know that these young people that receive this bike will cherish those moments every day of their lives. And this is what we need to do more of, and we want to do more of, just encouraging, not just encouraging our young people, but also pouring into them that, listen, we are here to support you. We want what's best for you. And as long as you're doing the right thing, we're going to help you. We're going to go along this journey with you. And these young men, they showed up every day to participate, to talk, to be engaged. And, they're so excited, not just about the bikes, but about the opportunity to connect with one another, with our Pathways to Peace team, to show that there is a better way than violence. And we're excited about this, and we want to do more bike giveaways for our young people. And so you stay tuned, because I know that in the next coming weeks, this type of programs is something that we're going to do more of and encourage our young people to get involved, not just in our YVOB programs and things like that, but also in our R centers. We have a lot of different programs that's going to be coming out. And if you have not received your rec summer guide, look at our young people that's on the front of that. It's just an adorable picture. But this summer guide just has everything that you can imagine in it, from our youth development programs to our sports programs, to our nature activities, to things for adults to do, visual arts, and also our 211 team and Pathways to Peace team. So, I would recommend, if you haven't received it, you should be getting it in the mail. But if you have not received it yet, you can go to our website, www.cityofrochester.gov, to see all the exciting things we have going this summer for our young people. Sign your child up for those programs that they may be interested in. We have all types of sports. My daughter participates in the, Rochester Rapids swim team. But if you want to play basketball, if you want to play softball, if you want to do lacrosse, if you want to swim, whatever, your child's interests are, I believe that we have a program to help them. Even if they're just exploring, we have an sports exploratory program where, they try out different sports and see what they like. And there's things for kids of all ages for them to do. Our recreation centers have a number of different programs, educational programs, as well as sports programs. So please pick up your rec center guide, allow yourself to just go through that and take a moment to do something good for your children this summer, or even for yourselves. There's Exercise Express. There's also Zoom classes, as well as, some other programs for adults in there. Black Girls Do Bike. We also have an outdoor, program that Keisha McCullough is heading up, and they do weekly bike rides throughout the neighborhood. So please become one with nature. Thank you for the question, Ms. Smith, about our nature program. But this summer, you'll see us out at Maplewood Park doing some work, getting some of the things up and running as far as utilizing it as a nature park, but also we're in a process of building of raising the funds to create the nature center, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to do that within the next couple years. Our city is one of 18 cities nationwide to participate in the Cities Connecting Children to Nature initiative in partnership with the National League of Cities and the Nature Network. So we did receive a grant to start this off, and we're excited about where we're going as it pertains to connecting our young people to nature and our adults. You're never too old to get out there and start being one with the sun and with the earth and all that is going on. And if you want to do some really nice stargazing, you should probably head up to Cobbs Hill Reservoir, and you can see that it's absolutely beautiful at nighttime, where you can see the city skyline. You can also see all of the stars, and just really go and look for the Big Dipper and a Little Dipper and all those different constellations. I think that it'd be something exciting for you and the children to do together. All right, so moving on to the next question. I know that we have some other topics that people want to discuss. And so I'm going to go to our discussion that we had with Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes this past week on the cannabis legislation and its legalization. One of the things that was very important that she talked about is, look, it's going to take about 18 months to get the regulations, to start the office, to really understand exactly how the cannabis legalization is going to be implemented and businesses and all of that in our community. And her encouragement to each and every one of us in our community, if you want to get into this space, do not wait until 18 months from now. Don't wait till the regulations come out. Actually start right now having that discussion. One of the things that she encouraged the city to do, and something that they're doing in Buffalo, is have classes on how to start these types of businesses. What do you need to do? What type of money should you set aside? Look at other communities that have these types of businesses and see how what types of zoning and other things that you need to implement. And so we are taking that message to heart. And so please stay tuned. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to actually have a number of people come together from other communities to come to Rochester or by Zoom, talk to our people, answer questions about the cannabis program in their community, what it's meant, the challenges. I'm not saying that everything, that there aren't challenges with this, because there are, but what she did encourage us to do is to really start to have this discussion now, to really work with our local businesses and people, entrepreneurs that want to get into this space. And, what she said also was that it doesn't necessarily have to be opening up a dispensary. If you have a graphic design business, if you want to start a security business, if you want to start a delivery business, all those things, you can do that right now, without the regulations, and you can hit the ground running when the regulations come in place and go for those contracts. They were very intentional. About 50% of the licenses going to marginalized communities, communities that typically are looked over, and they are going to hire a chief equity officer to make sure that those particular licenses are given in accordance with the law. And they're going to track this, and it's going to be an exciting time for the state of New York and for all of us as we venture into this new space. And it is a new space for New Yorkers, and we're going to try to learn from other communities here in Rochester and do our best to work with those communities and people that want to get into this space and help you. Our Office of Community Wealth Building, Dr. Lomax Campbell, he was on the radio with me this weekend talking about, just opportunities that, he sees, because it's really about building wealth for the next generation, taking the time to become entrepreneurs. And we know everybody doesn't want to be an employee. Some people really want to build their own business, and this is an opportunity for you to do something. So if you like to bake, there's opportunities there. If you like to design, there's opportunities there. It's just, I guess I walked away thinking like, listen, you have to think outside of the box. And one of the things she said was like, do what you love to do. Don't try to do something that you really don't like to do because, maybe it may make a little bit more money, but if you love to do it, then you're going to invest your hard-earned time, you're going to invest your resources, and you're going to be dedicated to making it a success. We did this past year launch this program called Nexus I-90. And one of the things that we found as a city was that our businesses, especially our entrepreneurs that were just starting out, We had a lot of different programs, great programs in the community. Urban League has a program, Ibero has a program, Pastones has a program, SCORE, Volunteer Legal Services Project. All of these different agencies have great Center for Urban Entrepreneurship, great programs for entrepreneurs that are starting up. They want to build a business plan, help with, starting their own LLC or S Corp. But they would have to really go to each of those places individually. Well, the city stepped in along with Chase Bank with the Center for Urban Entrepreneurship, and we were able to build this system in partnership with, I believe, Cities United to basically bring the application online, where all of our 40 network partners can see an application and will know when you contact them, you've put your information in that system, and everybody has access to that system to be able to help you navigate the path, instead of the entrepreneur having to fill out an application one by one by one by one. And that can be very, very frustrating when you're starting out, when you don't know where to go, where you have to fill out all this paperwork. You're trying and you just get frustrated, and some people just give up. And so our goal was to help make it easy for people. And by making it easier for them, this Nexus I-90 system was able to help a lot of entrepreneurs. We also know that people need access to capital. And so when you think about access to capital, we have our Kiva Rochester program, we have our neighborhood and business development programs, we have Redco, Comida has different programs. And so if you are out there and you want to start a business and you just don't know where to go or how to get started, I encourage you to call 311, connect to Dr. Lomax Campbell in our Office of Community Wealth Building, and he will be able to point you in the right direction or support you in getting you to the right agency through the Nexus I-90 system. And as we start to, get into the process of helping our community into this cannabis industry, we'll be able to support you the best way we know how, in helping you not, helping you avoid those pitfalls, and working with people from other communities that have done this and have been successful. So we commit to working with you all, and we're happy about what we know is yet to come. Now, of course, I'll talk about, most people say, well, what do you do with the tax resources and other things? Well, one of the things that I am, I'm pushing, and I know that the legislation pushed for, was that dollars that go to neighborhoods and communities that were decimated by the criminalization of marijuana. And so the state in their legislation pushed that. And we're hopeful that as we move forward in our city, that we'll be able to help those communities that were decimated by the criminalization of marijuana, rebuild. We want more home ownership. We want people that want to own a home to have the opportunity to buy a home. We want people that want to rent to have access to quality, affordable rental properties, and we want to be able to support them. And we have a first-time homebuyers program and other programs even today that will support you in those adventures and endeavors. So please take advantage of those as well. You can call 311 and connect to our housing program. Carol Wheeler is in charge of our housing initiatives. And so if you are ready to purchase a home, or you think like, listen, I'll be ready in a year, start now, get the information now. You can start saving now towards that home. If you need to repair your credit, the financial empowerment centers that is run through the Office of Community Wealth Building are also available to help you with repairing your credit, paying down debt, and all of that. So you have those options. Lastly, I have about 5 minutes because I know you all have to get to work, and I do as well. Definitely want to thank you for having coffee with the mayor, but wanted to touch on safety. I know that there has been, violence in our community. And, it has hit many of us very close to home. So reading an article just this past week where I believe it said about 33% increase in crime across the country and in violence. And this has just been devastating to each and every one of us. Your heart breaks as a mother when you learn that an 11-year-old was shot while sitting in his own home. My daughter's 10, she'll be 11 in June. And so I'm thinking about, wow, if that, I just couldn't imagine that being my child, and, how his mom felt and is feeling, and the need to, as a mother and as fathers, to protect your children. And so I want to encourage everyone to think about what you're doing. It's about 1% of the people out here that's committing these heinous acts. And it is definitely unacceptable when you do something so devastating to not only a child, but it impacts an entire family. I unveiled this, when I released the AIR agenda, the Office of Neighborhood Safety. And what we recognized, of course, is that, 2020 hit us very, very hard. In 2019, when we look back, we had a lot of different programs that we had going on, from, that's still Pathways of Peace. We had Save Our Youth. We had Rise Up Rochester. We had, Stop the Violence, our police department, our Office of, Community Outreach, and all these things, Rock Against Gun Violence Coalition, everybody working together, coming together collectively, doing a lot, Project Tips, doing a lot in the neighborhoods, really connecting to youth while they're in school, having those meetings and those discussions with our young people when there's a dispute, and being able to get in the middle of it. And what happened was, in 2020, everybody was home, and our young people weren't in school. So those disputes that we might have learned about, we didn't know about. And that has bubbled over into 2021. And we recognize that a number of our programs have actually stopped or moved into other places. And as a city, we want to coordinate and work with all of these different agencies. It was, of course, talking to Vice President Lightfoot about, and County Legislator Sabrina Lamar and some others, about what they were doing in Newark, New Jersey. And we found out, they had this from the mayor's office, the Office of Neighborhood Safety, and what that office did and it has been doing to combat violence. And so we're going to replicate that program right here in Rochester. And our hope is to really get in the middle of these disputes, but also to deal with the root causes of violence, and to deal with helping our young people understand that there are other alternatives. I can tell you that it broke my heart this week seeing our young men being put in handcuffs, and for the heinous crime of killing someone. And it's just really, really sad that any mother, anyone, any family member loses someone to violence, but also the family of the perpetrator is also hurting, because that's their loved one, that's their child, that's maybe a father or a mother that is being held accountable. And so we pray for both families. We want our young people to make better decisions and better choices. And I recognize that being at home on Zoom, not in a classroom, not connecting to people, and all of that is very stressful. But I need you to know that there is help out here. You're not alone. Please call our Pathways to Peace team. Call 211 if you need help, if you're experiencing or you just need somebody to talk to. You're not alone. We want to be here to support you. I know my time is up, and we'll be talking more about the Office of Neighborhood Safety in the coming week. but definitely wanted to talk on that and to encourage each and every one of you to stay strong. We are getting through this pandemic. We are moving into a place of, or we've turned the corner and we're going back up the hill. And it's not going to be easy. But I can tell you that if we do it together, we can accomplish anything because I believe in our city. I know that we're resilient. We were able to reduce crime by 30% before, or have 30-year lows, I should say, before. We are able to do it again. And it is by working together, each and every one of us doing our part, lifting each other up as we climb. I know that we can do this. And I can tell you that I cannot do it without you, without your help. We are in this together. It is our city, not my city, our city that we're trying to move to the next level so that for generations to come, our young people will be stronger. And so I'll leave you with this quote from our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, when she said, "When you've worked hard and done well and walked through that doorway of opportunity, you don't slam it shut behind you. You reach back and you give other folks the same chances that helped you succeed." And so I'm asking our entire community to reach back to help a young person succeed. Our superintendent, Dr. Leslie Myers-Smalls, did a powerful message this past week. If you have not heard it, please listen to it. It was a powerful message and an outcry, because what she understands is, like I understand, that it takes a village. It takes all of us working together collectively to lift up our children. Everyone, please have a great week, and we'll be seeing you at the next Coffee with the Mayor.